All right, continuing December 20, German turn. We're going to do a use of a bunch of cards this turn on a big attack. But first, we're going to use this one command level point, and we're going to deploy one 53rd reserve unit, which would be, basically it would be this piece right here. So, German reserve deployment within the unit's German army area. He's part of the 7th Army, which means this lower part of the map. On a road that is a friendly supply head, at least 3 hexes from allied unit within 3 hexes of unit of same division. There are no units of that division or corps on the map, so within 3 hexes of the same army. So, since we do have a weak spot here in the 7th Army area, we do have a decent amount of pieces here. I think what we're going to do is place him here in the town of Vianden. It's 3 hexes away from an allied piece. It's within 3 of the same army, and it's on a road hexed supply line. Now notice there's a blown bridge and a blown bridge, but the road can trace, there's a supply on this road going this way and off, so that's not going through any allied zones of control. So that piece will be there to either help, plug this area, add defense down here. We'll deal with that later. So that's that point played. Okay, my other basically we're going to play this card to activate all units in the corps. The 2 means I can play up to 2 more cards with combat tactics. So we're going to activate this corps. There's not a lot of pieces on that one. It's that armored, which I think I'll leave in place. And it's these 2. I'm then going to use this card, any tactic. We're going to use reinforced battle to move this stack here. And then we're going to use this card with assault coordination so that all pieces around can be a part of that attack. So that piece moves as part of their activation. This stack, in case you noticed on a prior recording, I had picked up this stack and erroneously flipped this piece over so it had a strength of 4. Then I wasn't sure if that was right, so I went back and looked at the prior combat, and it in fact should have been flipped. So I have flipped it back, just in case you noticed that. So they'll move here for the reinforced battle. And yeah, I'm going to leave that piece there. He's going to end up getting an improved position. I'm going to place that now so I don't forget. Okay. Now, this piece has supply issues, so it does not get to draw an allied command card. So I'm hoping to take this hex. All right, it is going to be an armored piece with armor and infantry. It's going to be in a town. It's going to be in a forest. So it's got some things in its favor. It's going to be a minimum. Well, let me show the low supply in combat. It's not going to have a big effect. No, we already mentioned no combat tactic may be played for the unit. May not exit map, cannot be the lead unit in an attack. So, defending wise, it just does not get a combat tactic. The minimum chit draw is 2. Let's go ahead and draw those 2. Okay. Alrighty. There's no artillery. I'm sure we're going to have 1.5 to 1 combat odds. Let's see what we have as a total. So again, defender's first hit would be absorbed by the town. I want to get the piece eliminated. The max draw is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have elite involved. That makes 10. We have 2 pieces with more than 2 steps. That makes 12. We have 2 cards. 14. I could draw a maximum of 14. Woo-wee. The combat odds is 6, 11, 15, 19, 22, 23. It's 33 to 4. So we've got 8 to 1 odds. I can draw up to 12 more chips. I'm going to need probably 3 more hits with eliminating. Let's draw 8 more. That makes 10 total. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All righty. No air power. We have 8 to 1 odds. Attacker is elite. Make sure none are green. Nope, 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 nope. I know they're not green. And we have elite. Okay. Defender is normal. It's got black dots. Okay, this helps us. He is unsupplied. That even nullifies the attacker hit we had. He is going to be gone. Here's 8 to 1. Oh my. 8 to 1. And there's no artillery. So we'll have no attacker hits. He's going to have 6, 7, 8, 9 total defender hits. Town absorbs 1. The piece is gone. So Vielsalm is taken. That's another second piece eliminated, which counts for a point. And I'll be moving pieces into Vielsalm, which is going to be 2 more points. Okay, let me throw my combat chips aside. Do our advance after combat. Let me go ahead and grab a city marker too. All right. He was eliminated. He did not establish a path of retreat. So there's certain rules that will take effect on if we want to do a second hex advance. For example, I'm not going to be able to cross this unbridged river. So I could bring armored here and advance to here, here, here. So, we probably just want to put up a defensive posture because making attacks up here is going to be a futile effort. So keeping units on the road is going to be a big help. I'm going to take this infantry. I may use the LXVI to kind of keep a defensive posture throughout. I've got 2 infantry, so I can slowly, push them up this way. So I'm going to advance this piece. Yep, that's fine. To Vielsalm. Notice this has three dots, so I have to deal with the strength point on the stacking. I'm going to move this single dot piece down. That's his 1 into the combat square. That's his second point for advancing. So I can still bring a piece with 2 dots to here. Let's bring a unit of the 9th down here too. 1, 2. Why do I have... Oh, never mind. Hold that thought. I already have this piece with 1 dot, so I can only bring 1 more piece onto here. So let's grab this unit from the 9th. Bring him to here. Let's bring these 2 pieces. 2. Let's go ahead and bring this armored here also. And these 2. I'm going to bring to here. The combat hex, 1 more advance. And reason being, these are on a road that I can bring this way. Okay. All right, so that covers that activation, and there. I didn't forget to put an improved position there either. So that's giving some significant strength. Again, I'm going to reinforce up here just to kind of keep a defensive position on my flank. And I've got all the units of the 2 SS Corps I'll be able to use on my westward advance. Okay, so that's clearly going to use up all my points. That was a 9, 6, 7, 8, 9 more points used. So those cards are out. We used 4 in total. That's good. I was hoping to get this core so I can do something out here. And 7th Corps. 6th. And the 6th Panther Army. All right, we can make use of those. We'll pick up next time with the Allied phase. All right, Allied turn. Draw their command card. All right, 12th Corps, 4th Infantry, and 10th Armored. Going down this standard list, there's no special events for today. We have a deploy reserves. There are none in the reserve box. Deploy reserves would also call for looking for out of contact units. All right. Day 18, point number 2, check out of contact units. So 10th and the 4th, they're in contact, in contact, in contact, in contact, in contact. So everyone's in contact. There's no expedite reserves on here. So we will look at activating the 4th and the 10th. One quick check. The easiest check that I find is to quickly see if any pieces are eligible for an improved position. Yes, they are. Therefore, we can go straight to the activation and draw 3 action cards. 1, 2, 3. Put them in numerical order, 10, 16, and 20. All right, first action, we will attempt to attack. Starting with the lowest numbered piece. We've got a 3, 31, 33, nope, 2, and 1. So this is the first one we check. Situation, is the unit or is the stack strength greater than a proximate German unit or stack? The strength. It also says preserve the line, protect a VP hex. They are not in a VP hex, and so we have a strength of 6. All right. And here we have a strength of 5. Here we have a strength of 7. Okay. So this stack has a greater strength than this. Now remember, we've got some situational strength rules here. So if the units are attacking across a river, they are not. If the units are defending in a city or west wall, they're not. They're not in a non-VP town. They're not in a forest. They're not in an improved position. Okay. So this is an eligible attack. So the action, move to the weakest qualifying target and attack. Are there any other qualifying units? We're going to say no, because if he moved over to here, for example, he's no longer preserving the line. He's creating a gap. No, he's not really creating a gap. The line needs to go north-south. So let's consider that. If he broke off, he could not go here. That would be count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This other piece can only go a movement of 3. So it would be like 1, 2, 3. That's okay. The unit can move. It says move to the weakest qualifying target and attack. Other proximate units in the same corps will reinforce. All right. So the infantry cannot make it. He still exerts zone of control being in a town with bracketed strength. So the armored can go, again, 1 point to break contact, 2 to enter clear. That's 3 movement points. That's 4 into the clear. That's 5 down the road. So they will be attacking that. Other proximate units in same corps reinforce. Same corps, same corps. They don't need to move. This one would not join because he would create a gap in the line. All right, and he can't get there. So we're going to be having 10 strength against 3. So we're going to have 3-to-1 combat odds. We're going to have a minimum draw of 2. We're going to have the card includes air power, and we're going to draw another command card for another combat tactic. So first off, we'll do that. Oh, good grief. So they're going to get, I'll move this over here. They will get corps artillery added to their attack, and corps artillery says it functions like artillery and draw a second command card. So they get even another potential. Assault coordination. So guess what? That is also going to bring in this 9th Armored to the attack. So now they're going to be at 8, 10, 13 to 3. So now they'll have 4-to-1 combat odds. Before we start that, I can look at my cards in case I want to play a combat tactic. I have 2 combat engineers sitting up here. I think I'm going to use that and put an improved position up on my piece. Okay, so I'm going to discard that, and we're going to add an improved position. Okay. He is low on, oh crap, hold on. I don't think I could have done that. He's in low supply. Let's double check that. Low supply, if in combat, no combat tactic may be played. Okay. So I get my card back and I put my improved position back. All right. So let's draw our minimum. Oh, he's already at strength 2. So we draw a minimum of 2 chips. There I go again, putting my helmets in my combat chips. Minimum of 2. I see an allied air power. So that piece counts. Attacker, artillery, defender. So attacker has artillery due to that. They have air power due to that. So I'm already going to be looking at 2 hits. 2 hits would put me, that could be 1, 2 hits and disperse. So they're going to keep attacking. Notice the card says if there's more than 5 steps attacking, they break off at the second attacker hit. There are more than 5 steps attacking. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, the maximum chit draw is going to be 1, 2, 3. That's how many non-bracketed pieces are attacking. So 3. And for each combat tactic, that's 1. So air power, artillery, assault coordination. So that's 3 more. So the maximum is 6. But unlike the Germans, they draw 1 at a time. I'm just going to lay them out. 1, 2. Well, first one's a blue. So we add the discards back to the bucket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's blue again, but we don't have any discards. So we're going to look at these one by one, because if we get to two attacker hits, then we stop. We said our combat odds was 4 to 1. So that one counts. And that one counts. Okay. There's there's 4. The G stands for German. So there's 4 defender hits. So that unit will be gone no matter what, because at most he can retreat twice for 2 hits. Then he has to take 2 hits to his piece. That's the 4. So we stop drawing at this point. So I'm putting these back in the cup. Our piece is eliminated. That's our first. The attacker must take 1 hit. Let's cover that rule real quick. Assigning hits to attacking units, allied units. First hit is a step loss. Well, they only have 1 hit. Allied step loss to the participating stack with the most steps. So they have 3 stacks, each with 2 steps. If none, if stacks have the same number of steps, apply the selector number criteria to all units in those stacks. Selector number. Each stack must be... Well, it's going to be the highest... There we go. The highest numbered multi-step unit. So we've got 04, we have 02, we have 01. This is the highest numbered unit involved, so he's going to take the step loss. Okay. And now we're going to check for advancing after combat. Okay. It will not be a 2-hex advance because, well, it technically could go from here to here, but we'll check that. So let's see. If war was eliminated, the first must be vacated, unit must stop. Second may be any hex, but when deviating, there is no path of retreat. Okay. So this is our first attacker advance. Advance into surrounded hex or in danger of surround only if it's a hold value greater than 1. They're not going to be in danger of surround. A lone unit with no zone of control does not check for advance. So this piece will not check for advance. These 3 can. Okay. So now we go to this. We check the units one at a time in ascending order. That means we're going to check the 01 first, then the 02, then the 21. So the 01. There's no units already in the hex we're looking at advancing into. Now we check if it's a primary, secondary, or other route. From this hex, it's got the fat arrow. That's the primary route. Primary route, 0 units already there. This means that piece will advance. So he advances. Now we check 02. That is an other route. That's primary, secondary, all the others are other. So, other route, there's 1 piece there, he does not advance. this piece. That is also an other route for him, so he will not advance. Now, if we look at I don't think this would do a 2-hex advance and come here. But let's look at that. I think he'll stay. We'll resume in a bit. All right, I had a slight pause. Still wrapping up this advance. I wanted to double check if this piece that advanced might consider moving here. It's not. I finally found the explanation why. Allied advance restrictions. So a mechanized unit advancing the 4th point down. A mechanized unit advancing a 2nd hex will deviate from the path of retreat to follow the primary or secondary route if able. Otherwise, you just check for advance along the path of retreat. So, to go to here, or here to here, it would not be going along the primary or secondary. So, hence it would stay here. I suppose it could potentially move here though, because this does not exert zone of control. So I'm actually going to check that. Okay. So we'll check for a secondary route advancement, which would be, there's no units, no, I'm sorry, there's 1 unit in that hex, the 9th Armored. And it would be a secondary forward route. So if I roll a 1 through 4, we'll advance him to that hex. A 5. So he stays put. Okay. Now, had he advanced here, let's just assume he would have advanced there. Then on this unit, this would have been the other path, other route with 0 units. I would have rolled, and on a 1, 2, or 3, this piece would have advanced to here. But I'm doing what I did. This is the final result then after that combat. The German unit was eliminated, and an armored moved into that spot. So these 3 pieces of the 4th or the 10th Armored have been used so far this turn. This impulse, let's get rid of these chips in the discard. We can get rid of these 2 cards that were used as combat tactics. We're still on the attack card. Of the remaining pieces, we now have, that have not yet moved, only up through number 19. So 1 through 19. Notice that's number 31. That's number 3, and this is 32. So only this piece. Situation, unit, or this unit. Stack means the other units in the hex with the unit we're checking. Strength is greater than a proximate German unit. And again, we have to preserve the line. So if we were to move here, we would be preserving the line. Okay. If we were to move up here to attempt to attack that piece, we would be creating a gap in the line. okay? So the only eligible piece, and he cannot reach him, would be here. Now, that has a combat strength of 4, combat strength of 3. However, it is, well, it's in a VP town. That's going to make a difference. So if we look at Allied situational strength, it would not be attacking across a river. Okay, again, we're looking at this piece. If it was, moved to one of these to attack here, it would not be attacking across a river. German units defending in a city or west wall. It is in a town. +1 to the German strength if it's in a non-VP town, forest, or IP. It is in a VP town. So the German does not get a +1 on its strength for that. It was in broken, so those don't apply. I believe the reason you don't get a bonus on defense in a VP town is this means the Allies will be a little bit more aggressive in determining whether or not to attack a VP town. So this is actually an eligible attack. The rules will say move to the hex that takes the most movement points. This takes 1 movement point. This would take 3. Therefore, it would advance to there. It's not going to be in danger of surround there. It's preserving the line, etc., etc. Interesting. This piece does not exert zone of control. In any case, this piece is not enlarging or creating a gap, but there is actually a gap in their line because these two pieces don't exert zones of control. That's beside the point right now. We have an attack here, 4 against 3. The action on the card, move to the weakest qualifying target attack. Other proximate units in same corps reinforce. Now, this piece will actually reinforce the battle because it was not used in this attack. He's probably not going to move. 2, 3. He could potentially move. That would be 1, 2. No, that would weaken him across the river. 1, 2, 3. I think that's his best spot. I'm not going to check the rules to see if he would move to here. I don't think he would. He's already attacking on a primary direction. So we'll leave that as it is. So we have 6 strength attacking 3 now. So we'll be 2-to-1 odds. It will have air power, and they draw a card for the combat tactic. Today is the 20th, so they will also get artillery. This says if more than 5 steps are attacking, break off at 2 attacker hits, otherwise 1. They're attacking with 3 steps. 2 dots, 1 dot. And I'm not going to play any of my... I could. The other one was out of supply. That's why I did not play any cards with it. This one, I'm going to give him fixed. Ooh. Oh. If I had a reinforced battle, I could bring this piece down there. To do so, I would have to use this card. I'm not going to. I will use this fixed artillery card. Fixed artillery for the 20th is FAR 4. We are within 4 hexes of the west wall. 1, 2, 3. So I will play fixed artillery, which actually most chips would give the defender artillery priority over attacker artillery. All right, so a minimum draw is 2. There's 2 dots on my defending piece. One, 2. Looky here. So the priority side of this chip is defender artillery. So attacker takes 1 hit. Town, we are in a town. Okay. So after the minimum draw of 2, there are no defender hits. There's 1 attacker hit. As per the card, they stop attacking and they have to take 1 hit. If we look at the Allied hits, first hit is a step loss. The first loss step is the stack with the most steps, selecting the high, blah, blah, blah. So this has 2 steps, this has 1 step. This unit has to take a hit. So he flips, so he is weakened. Okay, we'll toss aside those chips. Discard my German tactic. Discard the Allied command card. There's no more units eligible to check for attacking. The only piece not yet involved in combat or movement is this one. It's number 32. So now we look at the move card. Situation. The unit is not adjacent to a supplied German. It is next to supplied German. Nothing with that. Withdrawal under fire. Oops. The unit is surrounded or in danger of surround in hex less than 5 hold value. It's a 3 hold value. So is it in danger of surround? It actually is, because this piece could move here. I'm sorry, it cannot. This does exert a zone of control. It has a bracket, but it's in a town. Therefore, it exerts zone of control. So the Germans cannot get a piece here, nor here. So this piece is not in danger of surround. Okay, so that's the end of this card activation. Thus the end of the Allied impulse.